Fortnite released a cosmetic that was so bad they had to remove it and refund everyone. It made people forget it even happened, just like these 20 Fortnite things that no one remembers. In Chapter 2, Season 2, there was a random house in Weeping Woods that had a secret gold coin. If you broke a banner, it dropped a gold coin. You could actually collect it, drop it, and inspect it. It didn't do anything, but it was probably just an early version of gold, which got introduced in Chapter 2, Season 5. If you guys remember that, you're Fortnite experts. Let me know how many things out of 20 you remember on this list. One thing no one remembers, including myself, is the secret with the howl emote. Back in Chapter 1, Season 6, it was a super memorable emote with the whole Halloween and werewolf theme. It was an extremely rare chance that when you use the howl emote, a secret sheep sound played instead. Shout out to Noski for reminding me about this because I had no idea this was a thing. And a lot of people don't know this, but there are actual physical copies of Fortnite with actual discs that you can use to install the game. But they were extremely limited and extremely rare now because they're not made anymore. And honestly, if you have these in your game collection, definitely keep them because a perfect condition of this Fortnite disc could be worth a lot of money. I mean, this thing is already going for thousands today. Imagine how much it would be worth in 10 years. In a previous video, I talked about some of the rarest cosmetics, and we mentioned the super rare banners, including the alpha tester banner of Save the World that you had to get back in like 2014, making it one of the rarest banners. But there was another one I forgot to mention, and of course that's the Epic Games banner, and you can only have that banner if you work at Epic Games. Epic, if you're watching, I sent in a few job applications. I mean, I could work from home. I just need another banner to add to my rare collection. One thing a lot of you guys probably forget is that the Fortnite maps actually have names. That's right. The OG map is Athena, Chapter 2 is Apollo, and Chapter 3 is actually named Artemis. They're all named after Greek gods, but we all know that Chapter 2 is the flip side of Chapter 3, and this is interesting because Artemis and Apollo are actually twins in Greek mythology. I see what you did there, Epic. But here's something that happened this update that you might not know about. If you use the Kamehameha mythic and then jump in the water, your animation gets all messed up and your character's head actually ends up wherever you're looking. So if you look in the water, your head will just be in the water with your legs sticking out. Now I can say two words to know if you played in Chapter 2, the Chaos Engine. This was a new physics engine that Epic was going to add to Fortnite. So we went wild with speculations and we were like, dude, what kind of things could they add? Breakable structures, destructible terrain, moving objects. But the reality was nothing even happened from the Chaos Engine until all the way in Chapter 3. And now we finally have the trees that break and the boulders and the tornadoes. So we had to wait a long time before actually seeing the results of that engine. So in a previous video, I talked about a secret ammo type that was only added for the Zapatron energy cells. But I think I was wrong about that because there's also another item in Fortnite that uses energy cells. The Chimera ray gun actually uses it, but the Chimera ray gun actually had infinite ammo, so you never had to find more energy cells. And this kind of makes sense. Maybe the Zapatron and Chimera are both alien type weapons until you realize that the First Order rifle also used energy cells as an ammo type. A little bit confusing. Back in Chapter 2, Season 3, there was actually a secret vault on the map. The whole Fortilla and Rickety Rig part of the map was not very popular, so not a lot of people even knew there was a vault there, and it didn't require a key card. You could just walk up to it and open it, and you'd get a free supply drop right in the beginning of the match. This was actually removed halfway through the season, and a lot of people completely forgot about it. There's a lot of references and collabs in Fortnite, but did you know that the Titanic actually has a reference? Back in Chapter 2, Season 2, when the yacht POI was introduced, if you went and landed on the front tip of the yacht and did the T-pose, you'd get a secret achievement called I'm Flying. This was a reference to the classic scene in Titanic. When the Chapter 2 map dropped, everybody noticed that there was a big bunker underneath the snow mountain on the south side of the map. And there were so many speculations about what could be in the bunker. And when it finally opened, we realized it was just a completely normal IO base and didn't really offer or reveal much. My theory is Epic might have had some bigger plans for the bunker, but ended up scrapping it due to scheduling. We'll probably never know what was actually meant to be in that bunker. Now listen, a lot of you probably have this back bling, but don't realize it has a secret mechanic to it. If you played in Season 8 and got the battle pass, you have a master key, and Master Portal backbling. And what almost no one knows is that these backblings are actually reactive to you opening chests. As you open a chest, the portals on the backblings also open. It's honestly really cool, and I didn't know about it. Another backbling that you guys probably all have but don't know is the Iron Man backbling from Season 4. Not only does it count your kills on the backpack, one of its arms also comes out and points a laser to help you aim when you aim down sight. This attention to detail is fascinating, and it's something that's easily overlooked. So in Season 3, Chapter 2, the entire map flooded, but Epic had actually teased and spoiled the flood way before that. Near Holly Hedges, there was a house with some hedges around it, and if you looked from above, it actually spelled the name Noah, a reference to Noah's Ark and the flood that was coming. And people thought this was a bit of a stretch until the map actually flooded. I even made a thumbnail about this theory, and it's pretty spot on to what actually happened. But I got a question for you. How many jetpacks are there in Fortnite? Well, there's the normal jetpack, obviously, the Mandalorian one, and the Stark Industry version. That's 3. And if you're an OG, you might remember the Chitauri jetpack from the Endgame Marvel game mode. But there's actually a 5th jetpack that a lot of people forget about, the Alien jetpack. This was used exclusively in the Mothership minigame, but it was actually usable on the normal map by using a weird reboot glitch. So we know about the giant lawsuit that Epic got into with Apple back in Season 3, Chapter 2, but there's another lawsuit that a lot of people don't know about or even talk about. This one has to do with Coral Castle. Coral Castle actually sued Fortnite. And I'm not talking about the POI. There is a museum in Florida called Coral Castle, and they sued Epic for naming Coral Castle a POI. They don't really look similar, and I don't think the lawsuit got very far, but man, I kind of wish it would have stopped them from adding Coral Castle to the game. Back in Season 1, Chapter 2, there was such little content that people were speculating all kinds of things, including the return of Dusty Depot. There was this weird visual bug in Pleasant Park that made the grass area a lot more dusty and sandy, and the community went wild with all kinds of theories talking about how Dusty is going to return because of this, but it was just a visual bug that was quickly forgotten. And now for the most forgotten boss in Fortnite, and that's going to be Ruckus. I actually remember him because back in Season 5, he was at the Hydro 16 station, and if you defeated him, you got a gold AK and an RPG. And what was really interesting is this was the only way to get an RPG in that season. If you're a newer player, you probably forgot about FORTBYTES. Back in Chapter 1, Season 9, a new FORTBYTE would appear on the map and you'd collect it. And they'd be hidden in all sorts of creative spots. And if you ended up getting all 100, you'd actually unlock the exclusive Singularity skin, which is a pretty rare skin now. We know she was the pilot of the mech and is part of the 7. I mean, we're probably going to find out more information about her soon. And now for the time Fortnite low-key ripped us off, the Gunner pet. This was a backbling released in Season X of a pet dog. It's sold in the item shop for 1,000 V-Bucks. But the thing is, this looked almost identical to the Bonesy pet that was in the Season 6 Battle Pass, and people thought it was a very lazy attempt at selling this dog. Epic heard the complaints, and they actually took the pet back from everybody and refunded everyone, and even gave them an extra 200 V-Bucks. If you guys buy any Fortnite skins, by the way, be sure to use creator code SypherPK. If we get to 100,000 supporters by the end of this month, I will cosplay as Chun-Li, and that's not a joke.